give some impetus for the start. Me and Allison have been friends for 4 years, 3.5 years.
What do you think, sophomore year?
Probably September 2021. First meeting.
Really? Okay. I could believe that. I haven't talked too much about it.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
So close friends for 2 years, though, at least, definitely.
Yeah.
And we've been talking, and we're usually right. So I think we need to record it for future us, most importantly first, and second for everyone else.
Yeah, and so that everyone knows.
So everyone knows.
How right we are.
Yeah, about many things.
Yeah.
Through our own trials and errors, but I think it's important to interface with the rest of the world in this way. And to our close friends who can see this and figure out how, why we're right.
Right, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea. I've always enjoyed talking with you, so.
Most people.
Hopefully other people do
Yeah,
too.
most people.
Yeah.
No. And it's raining. I haven't collected too many people who hate me in my life.
No?
From my understanding, no.
Okay.
No. Maybe a few people. How about you?
Yeah, I've tried to think about how many enemies I have before. And I think I have a few, but I think that it's old news, like maybe high school. Maybe I have high school enemies. I don't think I really wronged anyone in college explicitly. I think that the secret is to, if you're kind of like baseline not super palatable, people don't expect a lot from you.
So you're saying that when someone's likable, they're more likely to create an enemy?
Yeah, I do think that, yeah.
Because hate is close to love in terms of emotion. You're only going to
Sure.
hate someone
Well, it's an extreme, yeah.
when you care a lot about them. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of care.
Yeah. And people just don't really care.
And if you're really... So you're saying you're so abrasive that any outsider is immediately not even going to put the investment in.
Yeah, I do think that. I think it... And I sort of like it that way,
Is this real?
It is real. It is real.
It's... People's own conceived notions of them are so strange. Just the way they think about themselves.
Because it's probably super incongruent.
With what I think.
Yeah.
It always is. What would you say is your main problem in life right now?
It's funny you should ask. I think that my brain feels super unorganized and really unstructured. And I honestly can't catch up. I'm not just riffing off that.
Yeah.
I do feel like I cannot catch up. Like everyone else can do, XY things they need to do in terms of adult admin, personal adult admin, work stuff, like documentation for work, and go into work and plan their days and get what they need to get done. And I think I'm just grasping at straws, trying to do one thing from each category, and it never feels complete. Yeah, I think the things that I need to do never feel complete, and that really bothers me.
Okay, I can see where this is going, where I'm going to be like, why do you have imposter syndrome against your coworkers? And it seems like they get things done and you don't.
Yes, yeah. I think it is one of two things. I think that, I think it is both. I think it is true that I have a lot to do, and I also enjoy not doing things sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
So it's I'm going to take Saturday, Sunday off and probably not do anything. And I'm going to come home at some point and make dinner and probably just go to bed. But whereas other people maybe don't do that as much because maybe they can afford not to. Mm-hmm. And I think I can't afford not to. But also, I'm relatively young. I think some of the majority of the people that I interact with are a little bit older than me and have their lives figured out, and that might be part of it. And there's also an insurmountable experience gap between me and a lot of people, and that's not immediately obvious unless you sort of think about it, but it is immediately obvious in the fact I'm dealing with them on a daily basis, and I feel that
it appears insurmountable right? It appears
Sure, yeah,
insurmountable. I think there's a major piece of the amount of skill that you gain from time and just existing
you
somewhere
can't-
for a long time.
You cannot replace it.
You can't just like skip
yeah,
ahead.
Yeah.
And it's extremely frustrating because I think for some people that I compare with in my line of work, so it doesn't matter how much base intelligence or effort I haven't spent the 10 years and they have, or
Yeah.
20, 30
Yeah.
years. And so I can't actually catch up to them, and they do know more than me, and they are better than me, but only because of the years part.
Yeah, but in a structure of a company, that's fine because it's built like that. It's built to operate like that. In an academic structure, it feels more, I think, more intimidating because it sort of kind of is how smart you are. It sort of kind of is, and if you are really smart, you can probably do a lot and perform really well, and that's kind of all that matters. Whereas like in a company sense, like I've been in this scenario where like I'm just going to work every day. I like what I do. I'm finishing the work. I'm making people happy above me, and like that's good enough for me. It's like, yeah, this is. I don't think that this is like what I'm doing could ever work like that.
I don't know.
I do feel very lucky. Like I think
Sure.
of it a lot. Where I'm like but it's a double-edged sword. Like I feel super lucky to be in the position that I'm in. I feel so lucky of like the opportunities I get to. I get to be here. Like I just get to be here. That's something. That's like my second home right now. And I walk around and I see all this cool stuff and I can listen to all these cool talks and everything, and like I should just feel lucky, and I do. And I live in the city. Like I was walking through Boston to go get dinner with Will, and like I just went to the Planet Fitness, and that's cheap, that's free, and I just got dinner with Will, and it's like I can do that because I have access to it, and it doesn't cost me anything. It's not it's not an oppressive thing where I'm like, oh, I need to pay for this and do this in order to be here. I can just be here. It's fine.
Yeah.
And like, and then the other side of that is like, I feel so lucky. I need to make the most of every second and every hour, and I need to prove myself. So that's stressful, But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of worn off with time, I think, because you can only feel that way for so long, I think.
Yeah. My thoughts have always been, you look at older people and see an insane level of confidence or wisdom in them, and they seem to walk around and they don't, they finally shaken all the worries of what other people think, and they just do what they enjoy, plus or minus a few other responsibilities that they're forced into or have decided to bear. And you wonder if they just got so busy that there was no time left to be anxious or to be insecure.
Yeah.
You literally it just washed away because you didn't have time to do it in your day.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment recently, because for me it was recent, where you like realized you were confident? You were like maybe talking about work or talking about something that you do know about, and you kind of like realized, oh, I have a confidence and a competency, and it just feels good. It's like, oh, that feels right. Yeah.
I guess so. There's been a few moments. It's kind of one of those things where it happens very gradually until it happens all at once.
Sure.
And so there's always been this gradual, as I've gotten older, gaining of confidence and belief in myself. That's gone up and down a bit, but the trend line's been pretty good. Literally every year, the trend line has gotten better. But I would put them in terms of spheres. There's one for, professional things. One for interacting with my family.
Okay.
I gained confidence. And there was another moment of social and friendships, maybe near the start of college, when I felt like, no, I am a social person. I like having friends. I like to do that, and was able to crush these previous perceptions of me. And then really what it was years later after college, people were comparing, some high school friends were comparing notes of who I am to some college friends. And the way that the descriptions were totally different, Yeah. And that was really satisfying to hear. And I already knew it inherently,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes it takes that external person or people to take note of who you are. And,
We
and
all
then it
wanna
really
have
affirms
that,
it.
'cause
Yeah.
that's so fun.
You can, it's nice to have that affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was your moment where I know my shit.
Yeah, I think, well, it's happened at work a few times. But it's also like, I was so inexperienced, I was so lost, and it took so long to have that even, like, semblance of, like, I know what's going on, I know what I'm doing, like, for the most part. I have and also, I think the other thing, too, to justify your actions is, like, huge. Because, like, sometimes you're just moving on instinct, and then you're like, well, somebody asks you why, and you're like, I don't know, just what I did. And then it's like, well, I did this because of this, and then you actually know that you did it because of that. That's great. And yeah, I think it's probably only happened with work. It's happened in a friendship capacity a few times where it's like, I also, so you said something. I think I used to tell myself I was an introvert or I was shy or that I didn't, and I don't necessarily think that's true. Did you tell yourself that?
Yeah, 100%. I used to think that.
Yeah. It's not true. It's just that it's, like, literally difficult to make friends and, like, have meaningful friendships. Or more so, maybe you and I are the type of people who crave, like, actual deeper friendships. It's not just gonna work to be like, oh, we'll go out and we'll see.
It's not gonna work.
That's not really enough. It's not super fulfilling.
A meaningful friendship isn't gonna fall in your lap.
Yeah. But you need that. You feel like you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I know I'm not an introvert.
Yeah.
Because I felt awful when there was a time when I was finally coming out of my shell and my ability to make those friends was taken away from me.
Yeah.
Which was fine. But then I felt what I was missing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's so much easier to be like, well, I'm just not social. People don't really mesh with me, and, like, that's fine.
It's simpler.
It's because then you don't have to try. But
There's plenty of things you can distract yourself with when you don't have friendships, and it can feel insurmountable.
Yeah, it feels good to be an adult who's, like, learning how to, learning from everyone around me. Like, you have to be open to that too. And it's like, oh, I have a lot to learn from everyone. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to know. Like,
yeah, and when your friends come to you for genuine help on something, and you're like, okay, wait, I can look back to my experience and what I've learned, and then help them solve it, and then they walk away with a smile. Mm-hmm. I mean, if that's not the best skill to have on earth, is to help your friends, I think that's the most important skill.
I heard something recently that I actually do agree with, though, and one being, like, I don't know, these people were, like, talking about therapy and, like, what it is and how it's, like, mostly listening, and, like, it feels like a lot of nothing. But the therapist said, like, basically, like, insight is actually not that useful. It's very, very rare that you can give useful or like actionable and even meaningful insight. Like, and there's not much use in trying to if you don't have to, right? Like, if you can kind of just get away with sitting there and listening, then that's probably the most useful thing. Like, people value, like, think that they have insight. They probably, like, don't. I don't know.
The time-proven way to, if you want to seem like you have insight, what you do is you use the listening piece.
Sure.
And what you do is you sit them down and you just assume that they have an answer in their head already to whatever there is.
I
their
like
problem.
That. Yeah.
And they almost always do have the answer.
Yeah. No, that's
let's
great.
be real.
Yeah.
They always have the answer, and they're coming to you for permission to do or not to do something.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, just think about why they chose you to talk to, or because it's probably that piece's purpose is relevant context too. Mm-hmm. And then start just subtly going around it and coax that answer out of them.
Okay.
And just help them follow out their own thinking. But it feels like you're actually solving it for them. But you're not. We're like, hey, okay, I'm looking for something in your house with you. Did you try looking in, like, the the drawers.
Sure,
like,
sure.
Let's check this drawer. Okay, you didn't look in that drawer. Okay, let's look in this one.
Yeah, sure.
And then you search the whole house, and there was that's where it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's
great.
one of the top tips.
Yeah. I love that. I feel like I'm always so opinionated, and it's never helpful. And it's like, why don't you respect my opinion? It's like, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's not
about that. They didn't ask for the opinion.
They didn't ask for your
really.
opinion.
Yeah.
They said, can you help me find this thing? in my
Yeah,
head?"
yeah. That's great. I think you've done that to me.
That's how I give everyone advice.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's advice like,
I mean,
how does my car do this? Or like...
Sure. I mean, I can think of a time, though, when you were like, this is how you should do this. And I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, okay.
But that was what you had for me.
But that was okay, then in that case I was just giving my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't always do it.
Okay.
But
it's just a skill you can
that's a useful one.
When do you know when you don't really want to give your opinion? Because I always want to give my opinion. I'm like, my opinion.
If I'm gonna give my opinion, it's just because it activated something inside my head,
Yeah,
where
it's
I wasn't able to pause and be like, actually no wait, don't give your opinion, and help them solve this themselves.
Yeah. It was like a trigger.
It's just like, this is what I think,
Mm-hmm.
and this something just supersedes it and says, spit out your opinion.
Sure.
Usually past experience or anecdote that I've heard.
Sure. Okay.
That's normally what it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
yeah, in terms of specific examples, I don't know why I gave that opinion, but maybe I still stand by it. I don't,
Oh my God.
I don't know.
I think it's a little too late.
Maybe. I'm happy to be proven wrong, if ever,
Oh,
and that was
boy.
part of my answer also, if you remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
But it's hard to decide what to do every day. You have to wake up and
You have to wake
okay,
up and make a plan.
what am I gonna do today?
But I don't think I've thought like that. I have just thought, well, I know I wake up and I go to school, or I know I wake up and I go to work.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not good.
No.
Because it should be like, oh, I'm literally choosing to go to work today. Why? Like, why did I choose to do that? Okay, there's a litany of reasons, right? And one of them has to be like, I want to do this thing. Like, at least one thing.
Yeah.
And like, and then you do and then you're supposed to do that thing. And like, I don't know. It can't just be like, well, I'm going because I'm getting money to do this. Because it's like literally not true.
Yeah,
you could get money to do a lot.
Then you can just say why, and then you ask why,
Yeah.
and it's almost backwards, where you're of course doing these things because that's what you do, rather than if you start with you're doing these things because that's what you do, and since I need to do these things because that's expected of me, then I make these actions, and then these actions determine my personality, and then my personality makes up my soul, and I am my soul. And really, it's the complete other way, where you should start with your soul. What does your soul need at this time, or need in 10 years? And then that determines your personality and your actions and what you decide to do with your day.
Well, I think the complicated part is that it's not real. It's actually all happening at once.
Yeah.
And like, because it doesn't stop. Like, Monday's coming.
Yeah.
And and the bills will come, and the student loan payment will be due, but at the same time, I need meaning like as a human right now, and I also need a to-do list. So it's like, that's, I think, contributing to my scatterbrainness, where it's like, I want the meaning, I want the the experiences, I want to address it all, and you can't. And so you're just kind of bouncing around, and it's like super inefficient.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the times I've made the most progress is when I ignore almost everything and go
That's
all the way
the
in on
thing
one of them.
too. Yeah.
I don't know. You have like
You have to. You're right.
You have to just cut out everything else.
No, like,
it's so fucking bullshit.
like, I want to be good at shit. There are things I want to be good at, and it's like, you literally just have to do like targeted study for like a few hours, at least a
No, like
week.
months.
But, like-
it engulfs your whole life for
No,
months.
no, I know, but a
Yeah.
few hours, every week or whatever.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, to not do that every day it makes me feel like shit.
It feels awful.
Yeah,
because you
to not
know
be
you're just
able to, like-
spending your limited
It's a
time
waste.
alive.
Yeah.
And you're gonna look back and be like, why the hell did I waste that time?
Yeah.
But then the reason is because you're cut into so many pieces.
Yep.
Where if you weren't spending your time doing this, it was gonna be this, and then, okay, I wanna be really fit, eat really well, learn how to cook. I wanna be an amazing cook. I wanna learn a billion languages.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanna get my money straight. I wanna
Right.
spend a bunch of time with my friends, with my family. Oh, I have friends that live across the country. Friend that lives in across the world. Keep up close with them. Make fun videos for my friends to see and for me in the future to look at. Exceed in my job, and develop new hobbies and meet new people, and then you just do nothing.
Then it's nothing.
Other than the one thing that you're due because that's how you grew up doing it, was just going to school, aka you go to work every day, and then you go home when the bell rings,
Right.
and you do nothing else because everything else in that jumble is too confusing and you don't know how to pick it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then you and then you turn like 60 to 90 years old and then die, and then that's like, okay, is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the painful piece, right?
It is a painful piece.
I mean, how much inertia was there to even start recording 1 minute of this? Like,
Oh, yeah.
so
it takes
much
a lot.
friction.
Yeah. And it's uncomfortable, and you don't want to sit there with the work in front of you. So that's like a time loss, basically. And yeah, there's so much time loss between. It's just inefficient. It's just inefficient to. And I wonder about people. Yeah, I wonder what it is about people who, I guess it's an addiction to some extent. Like, we have a friend who, like, just, like, puts everything into, like, reading and music and whatever. And, like, that's everything. That's literally everything. And it's, like, the time spent with them is very, like, enriching. And it's, like, yeah, I can keep up to some extent. But it's, like, I guess you would literally just that would have to be everything. And so which is it going to be? I don't know. Which aspect is it going to be?
well, because then, okay, you pick a mountain to summit,
Yeah.
and then you go, and you commit all the way, and was that the right one?
Yeah.
And so you should.
And you
get a
lost.
survey.
You lost
the
things.
time. Yeah, you
But
lost things, and you gave
like,
up other things in the
yes,
way.
Yeah.
So there's no formula to be like, okay, I did my survey of the land, and now I can pick which mountain to summit here.
No.
Because then you changed. It took 2 years to climb up, and now you're different. You have a beard or you don't, and you actually just don't even care about why you started in the first place because of whatever reason it was, or you change your mind.
Yeah. Do you think it's like... I used to... my uncle would ask me this question, like my great uncle. When I stayed with him, he was like, what are your goals? What are you have physical goals? You like I think he always had these physical goals for example, and like maybe he assumed that everyone did, or that was a part of everyone's life. And I'm like, don't really, he wanted to like break a record for biking up this particular peak. I don't know too much about it, and he did. Because of course, like, he cared about it, like, and he was a bodybuilder, all that. So it's like, and he's this like successful scientist, so I'm sure he had these specific career goals also. And it's like, even at 19, I was like, I don't even know how to like think about this question, and I don't know how to answer you, because I don't have any physical goals, like, really. I don't. There's just no way for me to get there, right? Like, summiting the mountain does not light a fire in me, like, even thinking about it, like,
Right.
telling people about it, I feel like I would not even, it wouldn't even be satisfying for someone to know that I did that. And career goals, it's like, well, I'm just trying to do my best right now.
Yeah, you're trying to not drown.
Yeah. And I don't know, do you have any of those Like, do you think that matters? Do you think that...
I guess I feel like I should
Yeah, right?
have them.
Yeah.
And I think what lays behind that question is, well, what's the point of, why am I even here? Why am I even alive? And maybe, I think it's another thing, and I've done only baseline reading on Eastern spirituality, but there's certain things that are like the imponderables that you're not allowed to think, or you shouldn't spend time thinking about them because they'll just drive you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of them, for example, is like, where does evil come from / why does it exist? And if you spend too much time thinking about that, this one's from, I think, Buddhism. And I don't even know if I necessarily agree with that.
Well, it's sort of like it's not worthwhile really asking that question.
Right. Because you don't have enough time alive to go figure it out. And so do you have these concrete physical goals and you just ignore the piece behind it? Or does that piece at the end behind that question, why am I alive, get answered by doing that? Maybe. How are you supposed to know?
That's a good point.
You can ask old people, they don't know.
Yeah. I derive, like, value from being the person who did this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. I don't really understand ambition as a concept.
Yeah.
Because I know the things that I want, and in part, what it is like, I want the opportunity to do good work.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, to have, like, this, like, integrity to my work. And I don't think that is congruent with ambition.
Yeah.
I think is like what I mean. And like, because it's like a relatively humble, like my ideal situation is relatively humble. And like, but it's still, there's still so much that has to be done to get there. So you sort of need the ambition to get there. If that makes sense. I don't know if it's too much, like...
That does make sense.
I don't understand this thing that is ambition. Like, what does it feel like? Is it really sort of a myth? And what it is like the person who wants to complete the goal of the record time. And the person who, like, you know, really has the specific career goal. Is it really just we're trying to find meaning and we're trying to justify ourselves being here? And that's the way that, you know, they've dealt with it. And maybe the way that you know, some of my other friends have dealt with it is like, you know, I don't know if the desire for meaning is actually on everybody's mind. Is it more on those people's mind than others?
It doesn't correlate well. Ambition and meaning.
I know, but it's like, it's the grasp for it, right?
Mm-hmm. Not to get all Jordan Peterson, but responsibility and meaning maybe are a little tied.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
it feels
in
good.
a classical way of
maybe it feels
viewing
good
the
to
world.
Yeah.
It's hard to parse it out if that's real and what that means.
So you don't feel like you have like some very specific goals necessarily. You just have the things that you would like to do, and that's more like
those are the
thing.
goals.
Yeah. I guess the crux of maybe what I'm saying is like I also feel that way. And there are things that I want to experience, and you can see those as goals, and that's fine. I worry that I'm always like desiring. Like I don't want to desire. I want to have a development of skills. And like if you're distracted by desire, whether it be for like, you know, whatever's pleasurable in your life, it's probably you feel less complete. I'm worried about that you feel less complete. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to make it, you know, it's how I am. That's what I want. You can't make yourself be like, I'm going to become ripped. that's my what I want. It's like you literally don't want that. So like
no,
what,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
but that's
like,
that's okay. Here's what it is. That's what the ambition is.
Yeah.
It's almost always, maybe you can conjure it up in your soul and then give yourself the ambition
Yeah,
from
yeah,
in an
yeah.
organic
Sure,
way.
sure, yeah.
But it's almost always an outside spirit that comes and walks in, wiggles in, and tells you this is what you want and need to do.
Yeah, and
It
maybe you're just not chosen.
It's always that.
Yeah.
Whether you listen to it some way or it fed on an insecurity in your past, and then, oh, I need to do that, or I need to have this,
and that'll get me to myself.
and
Yeah. Then I will be.
that's what you view these other people having ambition, and you can clearly tell that the actions in that direction are not theirs. It's like an outside force almost. I guess it is theirs,
Yeah,
and they obviously bear the responsibility for it, but they're listening to some. It really is from the outside. I remember in high school, there was a moment, I think in sophomore or junior year of high school, and it was just this like insidious little voice, or maybe it was nice voice, but it was, all it just said was, you need to have a girlfriend. You have to have a girlfriend.
Okay, sure.
You need to. It was just like, it came out of like almost nowhere.
Yeah.
There was no media I consumed that I can remember. There was no people bullying me for not having a girlfriend at all. There was like none of that.
It's not prioritized. Yeah.
There was, I guess it was just a societal imprint that came in from whatever. Maybe I really look up to my older brother, and he was dating a girl at the time. Maybe that was part of it. I don't think so. It just was it just crawled in and forced me to go get one, and then I wasn't happy with the girlfriend, it didn't solve the problem. There was just more voice. Then it was like that spirit came in and then invited like 15 more other of his buddies to trash the place.
Okay,
Once he got in and did that,
Yeah.
then they invited a bunch of other, bullshit in. And so all I did was service something that wasn't my goal, didn't bring my wants, and left me with a bunch of shit to clean up. It's pretty much in place now and cleaned up, but it took a long time. It took a handful of years to go clean up all that.
Yeah.
And I think that was the impetus. I mean, obviously it was, because that was the start of me and romantic dating.
Yeah.
But
I guess part of it too, I'm like listening to you talk, I'm like, well, this isn't necessarily what I mean, the girlfriend thing. But it's actually like, no, that's like a perfectly reasonable goal to want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want partnership and companion and to grow in this way. And like, the other problem is we don't really value that kind of thing. Like, in general, as a society, I don't think. I think it's not seen as like it's seen as like something that should happen because we believe in falling in love, which is a little bit silly maybe. It should just happen to you because you're so great or whatever. And like in many cases, it's probably like, no, I need to like actually sort of try to be able to develop closeness with somebody. For example, this is just like whatever, but it's like, yeah, like, no, it's a perfectly reasonable goal to have. And then
I think that's the key, though, is that it's disguised as that's the reasonable goal, but there wasn't an impetus from me wanting that. I looked back and I was like, why do I want this? And it's just because it is a reasonable goal, but I think it was like a learned goal.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I did the logical thinking, okay, this is important, and okay, then I should go do that now for XYZ time scale reasons. But it wasn't my goal at the time. It was just some outside voice I was listening to. And then it's nice, you start dating a girl and it's cool and you're like a 16-year-old boy and you're like, great, right? But it really wasn't what I needed at that time at all.
Yeah.
I guess that you can look back and it's like, you'll learn a lot and all that, and it's nice, but it's made me, the one way it was good at is like, okay, I'm questioning what are my wants and desires and are they actually mine? Because I think most of us are walking around with goals, with ideas and wants that aren't your own.
Yeah.
You didn't spend any time evaluating why you want that thing.
Or
talk that way or think that way.
Yeah. I think thinking of the time when I was like most ambitious, I think it was like literally early high school when I was like I really wanted to do well on AP tests, and I was like, and especially AP US history, because I was like, ever since I was a kid, I loved history, and I like read that book like cover to cover, that textbook, and I really did try hard and care about it, and that felt like a time when I was like I really studied something, and now it's sort of like, well, why did I do that? I guess I just felt like it was part of my personality to be smart and to know about this thing, and I liked to read and I liked it. And that's probably a pretty pure ambition. That's like, I don't want to say that's like one of the last times that I just remember that being like so pure of an ambition, and like also one of the successful times where it's like I've probably had pretty pure ambitions since then, but you find less and less success with it because there's less and less structure for you to be able to do it.
The goalposts are off, and that there's very
like,
few like this is what to do now. Like,
sure,
it's a lot more gray as an adult.
And now it's like, okay, the goal is grad school. It's like, okay, there's a litany of things to do to get there, sure, but it's like so much of life now is like really just like admin. Like, it's not like you just do the work day to day and like not hope, but you attempt to do good work day to day and like do the best that you can. And then when it comes time to like cash in on everything, it's like it's just a process that you're so removed from, I think.
It's so mundane. There's no
and it's
graduation
like the same
party.
No,
like,
but it's the same thing with like getting the promotion. It's like, okay, you just do the best you can every single day and work as much as you can every day, and then one day you get a 3% raise or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, maybe that's why I feel so disconnected from it, because I just don't really understand why that feels good, you know.
Well, I think it does.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's nice, and then like your lifestyle can get slightly more comfortable, I guess, or probably just more complicated when you like dump some more money on it. You just like things are just more complicated after a certain point. You know, up to that point, right?
Yeah.
Then your just life gets more complicated, but you know, it's a nice problem to have when that happens. That's not most people.
Sure, but that is like a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're like, that's the thing, is like there's all the conspiracy theorists saying this or that about things, but I think the biggest conspiracy that is just being adult so mundane.
Yeah.
When you achieve the goals that are set out, and then these are proper goals to have, it's really mundane.
Yeah.
Unless you, like, I don't know, when I see other people achieving certain goals, the only ones that light a fire under me, or that I feel an emotion, or even like an exhale of air reaction, just more than just like, okay, is when I can tell that it's really their goal.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rare. I mean, like, some amount of people, yeah, but it's few and far between.
Yeah.
No one else is gonna tell you what that goal is for you.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Well, it's also like, is it even worthwhile to? That's sort of what I'm getting at. Is like, is it worthwhile to think that much about those sorts of things, or is it really just? It's really just a day-to-day thing of like, I'm gonna spend my time the best that I can.
That's one and the same.
But it just offers very little structure.
I think those are the same things, and they happen whether you do that one first or this one. You know, whether you do the day-to-day or some deeper esoteric big picture thing, it's the same thing. I think that the day-to-day one is more actionable and less talked about, actually, other than the people obsessed with daily routines and time blocking their day.
So it's again, like, how do you conceptualize these days? How do you conceptualize these days that end in something eventually?
And these
right?
the real the real things that actually provide the meaning have the most bullshit around them. So that's why yeah, having a plan for your day and listening to like your heart for what your day that happens in your day is super important, and that's why there's so many like grifters going around saying, well, you gotta spend your day doing this, and like you wake up early and then you do this and then you do that and then you go to work and then you come back and you exercise and you eat at this time, and you're such a scheduled day person, like your
your days are
you're so day max you're so day maxing, like, oh, I'm so productive. And
how many days can you get in one day?
It's the most so it's you sleep twice a day, so you have 2 days in one day. And so that's because they're tapping into the real thing. It's like then
it is like the base of it.
It's actually the important thing, and that's why they have all the grifters around it.
Sure.
Because it's the real thing. It's like in nature, there's like,
sure.
There's the really tasty fruit or animal, and then there's like the imitation ones, and they imitate.
Do you have an example of this?
they do imitation. Or I guess it works in the reverse way, but I think in nature often. But there'll be like a poison frog, so if you eat it, you die. Sure. But then there's the frogs that then mutate to look like the poison frog, but aren't actually poisonous, so no one eats it.
Okay.
But think about it if it was good, right? I like it.
Okay.
Plants have fruit, let's say, so a bird can come, eat the fruit, and then disperse the seeds.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. They make. There's another tree that looks similar to that tree. I can't get. I don't know. All I can think of is the poison dart example. Doesn't work on trees. I think those who know will know.
Yeah, okay? Sure. I mean, I understand what you're saying, yeah.
Because the secret sauce is there.
Do you think that you maybe should become a grifter a little bit?
I would never.
What percentage
I would
grifter
never. I wouldn't grift.
What percentage grifter are you?
I'm
0?
0% grifter. I would never.
You would never grift?
No.
Okay.
I mean...
Because you have
what are you offering?
You have really strong values and principles that you know about. You're
Yes.
aware of them and you can name them.
Yes.
And so you wouldn't betray them for money or fame or success.
I would never falsely portray myself or my opinions for money or success. Except that
the best part about not naming your principles is that nobody knows when you betray them.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, obviously.
No, I know my principles. I'm under no conviction or obligation to name them outright. And
right.
No matter what I do now or in the future, it's not grifting because I'm doing it. Because I know what my principles are.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
You see?
And and it's not really anyone else's business.
No. Unless, and then we can talk offline if anyone has any ideas, but...
Yeah. Could you give me a bulleted list, or you're not going to write it down, you don't think?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, there's no kayfabe involved in living or hanging out with your family. You know, who puts on different masks throughout the day to deal with people? I'm the same with my girlfriend as, with my family, with the cashier, with homeless people. I interact with everyone the same, obviously.
Yeah.
So see, it's not grifting, actually, by acting slightly different to different audiences. Right?
It's not grifting.
It's not grifting because you're supposed to wear these different masks throughout the day.
Yeah, it's socially acceptable too.
Yeah.
And probably necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And the thing is, if I was grifting, there would be a good reason for it.
Of course.
There would be
I would never think otherwise. Yeah.
And not even ends justify the means thing. I think it would be so important that I would have to do it, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I would know deep down that it's the right thing to do. Maybe other people would be like, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
But I would know that I would do the calculation and be like, that's the right thing to do. See?
Because they don't have
but other people, they just, like, sell out they give up everything for some money. And
it's like,
what
it's
the
very
hell,
simple.
what the hell?
It's very simple math that everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would
yours be just simple, like, oh, wow,
they
changed their opinions for money?
Would I turn evil simply?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a simple fashion? No, I I don't think, I think if I were to turn evil, it would be caused by like psychosis or something.
I think you could turn evil slowly, piece by piece,
Over time.
if the world pushed you around enough in the right way. I think you could, and I think any of us actually could
Well, sure.
to drop it for a sec. Actually, yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you just hope that everyone is better than that, but then you're like, it's actually hard to tell because everyone who turned into a grifter or turned a little evil, was it them? Is it that we all have these temptations and they've given in, or is it just that they've only received the opportunity, so they're the ones to do it, and everyone would have done it?
Oh, that's the classic.
Right. So
yeah.
now we're back. Maybe we shouldn't contemplate where evil comes from. Why evil? Why evil? Who evil? Where evil?
Is evil.
Is evil.
How's evil doing?
How
Nobody
is evil
asks.
doing?
Nobody asks. All right, bye.